All right, it's that time of the year, time to make my holiday cards. I love making my Christmas cards by hand. Actually, I love giving them. That's what I love even more. Check these out. This is my design for this year. It's called the Holly Holiday Card, and they are just so super simple to make. And I also made some matching tags just because I can. They're so fun to make. And what I love about this design is that, you know what, it doesn't have to be just for Christmas. It could be for any holiday because it all depends on the paper that you use and the colors. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, these are the materials you're going to need. You're going to need some cardstock, some pre-folded paper and envelopes. This is my cardstock that I'm using for the background. Isn't it beautiful? It's a glazed design. This is from Basil, and I just love it. It is brand new this year, and I just think it's absolutely smashing. And I'm going to use some ribbon, some twine, some tags. This is chipboard. Chipboard, it's a really thick, it's chipboard. And this particular design, this is from Basil also, it has a scalloped edge on it, and it has kind of a linen-y type texture to it. Now, I'm using all white, by the way. You could use an off-white cardstock if you wanted to, but I'm using white. I have a tag that I'm going to use for the tag. Here's my bling bling. Okay, these are self-adhesive blings, okay, and I love them because of all the different sizes that they have, and I tried to design it so I used all the sizes. And I have some embossing powder here, embossing inks, ribbons, and all that good stuff. Now, I've just said a word, embossing. If you don't know how to emboss or what embossing is, I strongly suggest that you visit my website and watch the 101 embossing segment, okay? If not, tune in to another show sometime and you'll see it. Okay, now I also have some other tools that you don't have to have, but they sure are nice. A paper cutting tool, and this is a big adhesive runner, okay? But no big deal because you can use pretty much any type of adhesive to adhere the paper. Okay, so here's what the first thing you're gonna do. We're gonna take one of our cards. It's already pre-scored and everything, which is why score! I love them. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to take one of my little tags and one of my scalloped edged chipboards. Now, this is a gold ink pad. You can use any color you want. I'm choosing to use gold, and I'm going to distress the edges. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Don't worry if you just miss it here and there. Love that. It's distressed. I'm going to do the same thing with my card. This is just part of the design I'm doing. You can do whatever you like. Okay. Get all around the edge just like that. I'm going to do the same thing to the tag. Beautiful and messy. I love messy. Okay, let's start with the card and the tag. Now, once you run your paper through and you once you cut it, it's going to really depend on the size of cards that you buy. So I'm not really going to throw a bunch of numbers at you because I don't know what size cardstock or what kind of pre-folded cards you bought. So just measure your card, actually it'll tell you on the package, and cut it about 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around so that it looks like this when you're done. You just kind of want the edge peekabooing around the corner, just like that. Okay, so my cards now are ready to embellish, my card and my tag. So the next step is I'm going to emboss. And I've chosen this lovely little Christmas tree right here. And all you have to do is use your embossing ink pad, stamp it, and I'm choosing a gold embossing powder because that's just kind of my theme. Oops, it's okay. Notice I put this over a piece of paper. And the reason why is because it's not staticky. This is a fine embossing powder. And, oh, look at me. I'm so good. This is just a great little tip. If you over emboss or it sticks, because it will, because of this linen-y type texture, I just kind of go in with a little brush here and kind of remove the edges and then do this. This is a technical technique. Nice. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, now I'm going to emboss it. And I can just move this over. And you want to make sure you're always embossing on a heat-safe surface. And then right before your eyes, it will change. This is a very powerful tool. It gets very, very hot. I highly recommend you do not let the kids use this tool. It's just for you, Mom. Okay, look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm telling you, I love embossing because it looks so professional. Let me show you some other colors. You can choose green. You can choose purple. Embossing powders come in a whole bunch of different colors. So, I mean, honestly, for the holidays, anything will work. I'm going with gold. Okay, the next thing you want to do is add your ribbon, which I have already done here. And I just punched it through the hole and cut these cute little notches on the top. Then I'm just going to add my chipboard to the top of the card. And I'm going to use my adhesive runner. And because the chipboard is pretty thick already, maybe I would use pop dots, you know, to pop it up, but because this is nice and thick, I don't need to do that. I'm going to center that on my card. Here's a Terry-O tip. Are you ready? This is important. Before you add your embellishments, check and make sure your card opens the right way. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Okay, so I'm going to pop that right there. Beautiful. And then I'm going to take my embellishments here and add them. The way I did it is I put a big one in the center and then gradually went out from there and let them get smaller and smaller. These are self-adhesive, so make sure you are happy with the placement and then push them down nice and hard to secure them. There's nothing worse than sending out a card and somebody opens it and your embellishments fell off. I hate when that happens. It's embarrassing. Don't let that happen to you. Okay. Okay, I think we have it. Are you ready? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now for the tag. Let me just show you what I did for the tag. All I did was take a velvet piece of ribbon and I wrote Happy Holidays with a black marker, added a few little extra bling blings and some twine, and you are done. Now, here's another great Terry tip. If you're making cards for the holidays and you have a whole bunch to make, create a production line. Cut paper, emboss paper, stick it on the card. Cut, emboss, stick. Cut, emboss, stick. Cut, emboss, stick. Okay, I think you get the idea. All right, you want the instructions, you want the supplies list, all you have to do is visit the website. You know where it's at. Happy holidays. Oh, Holly, happy holidays.